Hi, my name is Andrew Smith, and I'm a student recruitment officer here at University Academy 92 Manchester. And I'm here today to talk to you all about sport at UA92 and all the opportunities that are available when studying a sport course with us. I'm going to be joined very shortly by Craig Winstanley, who's our course leader in sport, and he's going to fill us in about the day-to-day experience of a sports student at UA92. And I'm just going to start by giving you a little bit of a background about who we are and some of the facilities that we have available for our sports students. So for those that don't know, UA92 is a partnership between three separate groups who came together to start this new higher education institution. You got the class of 92 in the bottom right there, alongside Lancaster University and a group of businesses that we partnered with as well. For those that don't know, the class of 92, a group of former Manchester United players led mostly by Gary Neville, alongside Phil Neville, his brother, Ryan Giggs, Nicky Butt, and Paul Scholes, spent the majority of their careers at Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson, a hugely successful team that culminated in winning the treble in 1999. And then after they finished their careers, continued working together in a number of different businesses, hotels, restaurants, property development. They got design agency, they own a football club themselves. And as well as that, they started UA92. And a lot of what we do is channeled through their experience. A lot of the life skills that they learn at Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson, we try to instill in our students. We believe very strongly in hard work, leadership, teamwork, resilience, and those ethics sort of feed into everything that we do at UA92. And we partnered, as I say, with Lancaster University, and they award all of our degrees. It's a hugely important part of the experience. Even though all of your studying is done in Manchester, at our campus in Old Trafford, the degree itself is awarded by Lancaster, top 10 university, one of the best in the country, and a huge part of everything that we do here. And then alongside those two groups, we have our industry partners, and a lot of what you'll hear from UA92 and our website and the way we talk about our courses, and I'm sure Craig will touch on this as well when he joins us, is the fact that everything is industry led, industry inspired. We get input from industry at all times. So you'll see a number of names here that you'll recognize: Microsoft, KPMG, but from a sporting perspective, you've got Lancashire Cricket there, our neighbours in Old Trafford just next door, Salford City as well, the football club that the class of 92 own. We work with these organisations to co-design the curriculum to ensure that our courses are all designed with those industry leaders and to help our students get work experience. There's nothing more valuable to an employer than work experience in their employees, and we aim to get all of our students into work while they're with us to get that real world experience so that they can use what they learn in the classroom outside in the real world and build up their CVs, make them more employable when they leave us, when they graduate. So we offer courses in business, media, sport, and digital. As I said, we are going to focus on our sport courses today. So that's sports and exercise science and physical education. We have other courses in business, as I say, accounting and finance, business studies, media, journalism and media comms, and then we've got computer science from a digital world as well. And also, you know, if you're of a sporting mindset, there is opportunities in business. We have a sport management degree. We also have sport journalism within media. So if you are interested in sport but don't want to do PE or sports and exercise science, there are other opportunities available as well. But we are going to focus mainly on our sport courses today: sports and exercise science and physical education. Now, our campus is right in the heart of Old Trafford, just up the road from Manchester United, where the class of 92 spent the vast majority of their careers. You can see on this slide here just how well located we are in Old Trafford. You can see Manchester United ground just in the top right of the slide now, and Lancashire Cricket just next door. That building in the centre of the slide is University Academy 92. That is the campus. The Metrolink is just over to the left there. That's the Old Trafford tram stop, literally 30 seconds walk from the campus, so really well connected to Manchester, only 2 stops away, the Trafford Centre further down the line, so really well located. Student accommodation just across the road as well, right in the heart of the home of sport in Manchester. We're really proud to be in this campus. We're just going to show you now a short video of our performance hub where our sports students get to spend a lot of their time when they're doing their practical work. So that's just a short snippet of the sports facilities available at UA92. There's lots more available on our YouTube channel. There's a full campus tour where you can meet the team, some of our students, and have a better look around the campus, especially those sports facilities. So go to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/University Academy 92. There's loads of videos on there as well. Okay, I'm going to ask Craig Winstanley to turn his camera on now and just join the discussion very briefly. So Craig is our course leader in sport, is also one of our senior tutors, joined UA92 with a whole raft of experience from industry as well as education as well. So thank you for joining us, Craig.
Thank you, Andrew, and yeah, good to be here. Thank you.
I just want to start really by just asking you about your background and your journey to UA92 and what led you to start working here.
Yeah, I started out as a football coach originally. Back in 2001, went over to America and coached football. Always loved sports, loved my football as well. And yeah, I got involved in coaching after coming through an undergraduate degree and a postgraduate degree. And eventually started getting to teaching in colleges, BTECs and A-levels, and then moved into higher education nearly 20 years ago now. So that was kind of my journey into education, and then just being involved in developing sports degrees for many years and building departments for many years, really. And when I saw the opportunity to get involved in UA92, a brand new higher education institution with the values of putting the students first and the student experience, something that I'm very much about as well as an academic and a practitioner. So for me, I thought, wow, this is an exciting opportunity, jumped at it, and luckily, you know, was able to get involved right from the beginning. And here we are now, 18 months on.
And you've been a big part of building the student experience, as you touched upon there. And a lot of what we talk about is trying to make that student experience unique. We don't want UA92 to be the same as everybody else. It's a deliberate attempt to be different. In your opinion, as someone who is involved in shaping that experience, and just focusing specifically on sport, which is obviously your world, what makes a sport degree at UA92 different to a sport degree elsewhere?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, because we are very much focused on student experience and teaching and learning, that's where it's different. I think we have smaller class sizes, for example. We'll have class sizes of around about 25 and no more. If we have a lot more students than that in a particular year group, as we do, then we just attach more staff to it. And the reason why we do that is so we can really focus on teaching and learning and giving the students what they need. And giving them support. I think the support that we give is excellent. You know, we can have that personable working relationship with students, so we get real deep into the detail and discussion. They're not one of 100, 200 students where they will never get that contact with maybe a tutor or a lecturer, or the lecturer may not have the capacity of time or the accessibility to do that as well. So we really do build that capacity of time into our blocks of teaching, so students have got that opportunity. Because of that, like I just mentioned, I think we provide excellent support from an academic perspective, from a pastoral perspective. We've got the coaching elements that tie into all of that as well. The way that we teach and the way that the students learn is very, very much applied, very much hands-on, very much social learning, these guys are working together, always trying to do things that are very much to do with getting a job, getting into the industry, you know, honing their skills, crafting their skills, getting outside of the classroom as much as possible, if it's into the performance hub or into a different space, or off campus into the world of work as well. The other thing is the staff that we employ fit into that model, if you like, as well. They come from obviously an academic background, but also an applied background as well. They're all practitioners in their right minds, either coaching or strength and conditioning coaches or sports psychologists, or come from a PE teaching background. So bring that knowledge with them. So essentially, the staff that we want on the cutting edge of the industry can bring that into the classroom as well. And the other thing is, we build these blocks of teaching with an array of guest lecturers. So again, bring other people in, not just us as tutors, but bring other people in that are actually doing the job, and get the students out of the classroom and get them into the world of work, get them into the industry.
You mentioned, you had 3 points there, and on each of your points you mentioned real world experience, industry, and getting out of the classroom. I think it's really interesting that you said that. And just moving into my next question, and I touched on it earlier in the presentation about getting industry involved at all times. Can you just talk about a little bit of the industry experience that our UA92 students have already had, whether that's in the classroom or outside?
Yeah, I mean, for every block of teaching, we do have an array of guest lecturers coming in. So, for example, the first block of teaching for this year in sport and exercise psychology, we actually had 7 externals come in. Sports psychologists who are working at Manchester United, for example, Liverpool Football Club, and elsewhere as well. And that's what we try to do in each block. You know, if it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on the block and the nature of the block and the theme of the block, we will certainly match it up. Other examples, like Phil Neville has been in, Gary Neville's been in to give a talk. We've had, like I said, experts, I mean, top experts in the field coming in and giving their insights, which is, it's quite a rare and unique thing for 25 students to get this quite intimate insight from these people. And it's quite an inspirational thing to have, building the blocks. And when students finish the blocks, it's like they look back and think, wow, you know, what an experience we've just had there. And we don't just bring them in for those reasons. We bring them in because they can really help direct students, not just through the degree or into a career, but actually specifically to assessments as well. We'll try and match and mirror up to assessments, so students can really put that picture together of what is needed for their assessments.
And outside the classroom, I mean, I know a number of students have already got some work experience while they're with us. We've said already in this presentation how important it is to get work experience. I mean, in your opinion, how easy is it to get real world experience while being a university student at UA92?
Very, very easy, because that's one of our major strengths in terms of the partnerships, the official partnerships with you, which you've mentioned, but also a mass of links that we've got as well with industry. So already we've got students who are doing placements or paid work, if it's with some of our official links, Foundation 92 or others. Or we've got students that are experiencing maybe 1 day here, 1 day there, or certainly we have days called Inside Days that we get all students involved in this, whether it's over at the Cricket Club, Manchester United, Salford City Football Club, British Taekwondo, for example. I mean, there's lots going off in Manchester. Manchester's kind of like the hub for sport in the whole country.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people knocking on our door wanting to get involved with us. So actually there's plenty of opportunity for our students to get involved.
Absolutely. Something we haven't touched on in this presentation, and if you guys want to learn more, just go to our YouTube channel. We've got a whole video talking about our timetable, but just very briefly, our students only study for 4 hours a day. So whether that's in the morning or the afternoon, depending on what subject you study, so that's 9 till 1 or 2 till 6. If you don't mind, Craig, would you just talk us through a typical day as a student? Because actually studying 4 hours in a row, like you would at college or school. That's quite unusual at university, isn't it? So how do you structure a 4-hour lesson for your sports students?
Yeah, I suppose it is quite untraditional. Maybe in other universities, they might have an hour or 2 hours, big lectures as well. But we have the students, the cohorts of around about 25 altogether for 4 hours. And the structure will be maybe a mini little lecture of 15, 20 minutes, and then the students will be breaking out into tasks in small groups, 3s or 4s. And again, it's that appliedness and that social learning that is essential to our teaching and learning strategy. And then they'll come back in the classroom and they may be presenting, or we'll have discussions, Q&As, trying to figure out or solve problems or various tasks. And at that point, it may come back to the tutor again, and there'll be some facilitation, there'll be some mini lecture again from the tutor. We kind of go on like that. Depending on the module itself, the nature of the module, there'll be big practical elements with it as well, where they'll be in the performance hub or elsewhere or off-site as well, using other facility. And again, a lot of it is the student driving it as well, and the tutor facilitating it. And that's what applied and social learning is all about. So it's not a tutor lecturing for 4 hours.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be any good for the tutor or the students.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very much a creative process, bringing in those externals and keeping the students engaged on task and focused, really. And because we have a block structure where they just focus on one module at a time, so one subject area at a time, then they can focus as well, because they're not having to think about anything else. We have assessments built into the blocks as well. So we do have space and time where students can actually spend time working on assessments. And a lot of the assessments are working together as groups, because part of those assessments is communication and teamwork, which are essential skills to have going into the world of work.
Absolutely. You touched briefly on practicals, and we saw a very short video of the Performance Hub. If you could just briefly tell us what that's used for, and some examples of practical work that it's already been used for by our students.
Yeah, so the Performance Hub is a very multi-purpose facility. So it houses all the sports science tech. It houses all the strength and conditioning equipment as well. So we use it for a number of modules. So for example, biomechanics, students were in there just earlier this week carrying out tests on force plates, for example, and optojump. So we've got all the top spec in there, you know, for whichever module is needed. All the physiology testing goes off in there in sort of a lab setting, gas analysis, VO2 max testing, fitness testing. Then we've got all the racks in there for the strength and conditioning modules. So it's a big space, multidisciplinary, and it's like out the hub of teaching and learning really for these 2 degree programs, and the students are in there a lot of times, not just with us in directed learning, but also outside of that as well, because they need to be in there to practice, to hone their skills and to craft their skills.
Absolutely. Right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for that insight. And if anybody wants to ask Craig any questions who's seen this video, if you drop us an email to hello@ua92.ac.uk, just pop Craig's name in the subject box and we'll make sure that question gets to him, and we'll get those questions answered. So thank you again, Craig.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Okay, well, that's pretty much all from me. I just wanted to leave you with a couple of final messages. We are open for applications for both January 2021 and September 2021. Here at UA92, we have multiple entry points. You can join us in September, November, or January. So these 2 application windows are still open. If you have any questions about the application process, you need any support, help with your personal statement, or just have any questions at all, hello@ua92.ac.uk. My name's Andrew Smith. Just send those questions over and I'll answer them for you, and I can get in touch and give you some support. If you want to speak to any of our students who can speak better than anybody else can about what it's like to be a UA92 student. We have partnered with Unibuddy. That's available on our website, ua92.ac.uk/Unibuddy. You can speak to any students. We've got some sports students on there. Just ask them questions about what it's really like, and they'll absolutely tell you. And finally, we have open days throughout the year. Our next one is on Wednesday, the 2nd of December. That's ua92.ac.uk/events. And you can sign up. Currently, they're virtual. In the future, we'll, of course, be opening up our campus again, and we can't wait to see you there. Thank you very much for spending the time with us today. Any questions, just get in touch. Bye-bye.